like the Mount Rushmore of anime kind of thing. You know, I wouldn't call this like this is the thing you lead with.
Yeah.
It is good. It is good, and I do like a lot of the concepts that they put in the show.
Right.
And I'm really curious to see where it goes. But at the same time, I don't think this is the best thing I've ever seen. This isn't the thing you lead with anime. I think personally.
Yeah.
And I'm just not really into fantasy or isekai or any of those types of anime.
Yeah.
So this one was a little bit harder for me to get into. But once I like sat back and realized what they were actually doing with the show, I appreciated it more. This is Geek Off The Street, your go-to channel for all things from obscure geekdom to modern-day pop culture and everything else in between. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
we are back. It's another day.
Right.
Another podcast.
Another day, another podcast.
No big deal.
That's what we do.
Yeah, because my name's Trent.
And my name is Mark.
And this is
Geek Off The Street.
Greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture, pop culture, and whatever else we want.
Deal with it.
This week's no exception
Right.
because we are talking about, I guess, the first arc, we can call it.
Yes.
Of the very popular anime, Frieren? Beyond Journey's End.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said that right, but you know what we're talking about.
You know. Y'all, you anime fans out there.
And if you don't, then now you do.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. It's a very, very popular anime, as we were saying, based on a very, very popular manga.
Right.
That I had never heard of.
Right, yeah, same here. But it was recommended.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going to check it out.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here.
Yeah.
But first, what are we drinking and how are we doing this week?
Yes, well, we're doing very well. Wherever you are, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, it'll be Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the season.
It is the season.
It's not too late to send us gifts. You can send us gifts at any point in time.
Yeah, and I will say, for the first time ever, I am done with Christmas shopping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually was done with Christmas shopping weeks ago.
Good job, man.
So, like, I'm impressed myself.
Yeah, I know there was one year I did it early and it felt so great.
Yeah.
And I never did it again. But it was a great feeling to just be done with it.
Yeah.
Can't put a price on it.
Yeah.
Now, you're probably wondering, like, how come you guys aren't exchanging gifts with each other? We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We're guys. We don't have to exchange gifts for the holiday season. You're like, Christmas is a couple days away. Yeah, mind your own business.
Yeah, we're guys.
That's all I gotta say. We're guys. That's the beauty of the guys.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that, and we're cool, and we're great.
Exactly.
But let me tell you what we're drinking.
Oh, yeah. Hit me.
Yes, we're drinking not a typical holiday drink, but we're drinking a drink called Braggot. And this is actually a little bit different. We talk about it in the clip. Check it out. Watch it. Braggot is a beer that is made with, or, essentially fermented with, the sugar they use in it is honey, and they use a lot of honey in it. This particular one, actually, I believe it was aged in wine barrels as well, so there's a bit of tartness to it as well. It's a little bit lighter than your normal Braggot, but for a beer, it's still very good, still very refreshing. Just a little bit of tartness in it, but not enough to make you like kind of pucker or whatever.
Yeah, it's got the front end is very a little tart. Back end's really light.
Yeah,
it's like a very light beer. Yeah, so
yeah,
so, not bad at all.
Very solid. And we have our centerpiece that you see here.
Yeah.
My friends, I have some. I'm just gonna call them Blue Bubbles. I know who they are.
Yep.
What's up, guys? This is the centerpiece that there's a story, there's a bit of a history behind it, but this Jafar, I picked it up from California Adventure, fantastic place called Off the Page. I'm sure they have a shrine built to me.
Yeah,
I bought a lot of stuff there. It's ridiculous. They need to name a whole wing of the next park they open up. They need to dedicate it to me. And all the money they've gotten out of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool Jafar, lights up, all this kind of stuff. I know a lot of my friends were telling me, when are you going to get it? When are you going to get it?
Yeah.
I finally got it. Here it is on display for the world to see. It's beautiful. Lights up, pointing his little magical finger at you.
Skinny finger.
Right, saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, speaking of Christmas,
yes.
A couple of weeks ago, I actually went to go see Marc Mariah Carey in concert.
Oh,
Yeah, Mariah
really?
Carey, her Christmas album. She's on a Christmas album tour.
That's
got
to be a banger.
You know, she's the queen of Christmas.
She made herself the queen of Christmas.
Yeah, so,
right.
Yeah,
but that is a good Christmas song. I can't even argue.
And she has a couple albums. I thought it was just one album, but she has
she has
two
a
or
couple
three
Christmas albums.
Yeah,
really.
So she's really cementing herself. But yeah, I was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Cool.
First time I've ever been there. I took my girlfriend there for her birthday.
Okay.
Because she not necessarily loves Mariah Carey, but she just loves Christmas and Christmas music. And I got her the tickets for her birthday. I'm not a huge. I like Christmas.
Yeah.
But my contention to Christmas music is there's only like 5 songs, and there's all different versions of the same song.
I hear you.
So I get tired of Christmas music really quick.
Okay.
But she's a huge Christmas music fan, Christmas time fan.
So you did the right thing.
So I took her to that, but it was balls cold, man. It was really cold.
Hollywood Bowl is it's out in the open.
Outdoors,
if you haven't been there, it's out
hills,
in the open.
Right
it is
on
in the
top.
hills.
It was very windy that day. Very windy that day, and we sat in the very back because I'm broke. so,
I think when I went, I went for the Game of Thrones. I think I might have mentioned that before.
Yeah.
And I same thing. Sat in the back. Still a great show though. Still loved it.
Yeah. But it was really cool. It was windy.
Yeah.
I ended up getting pretty sick actually because of the cold. But overall, fun experience though, and she loved it. So
that's cool.
That made me feel really good. Yeah. So I'm a great guy.
that's the takeaway. That's the takeaway.
not that giving is what makes you happy. The takeaway is that I am a good guy.
That I'm a fantastic
to sit
guy.
through that, but
humble.
Yeah, and then after that we went to Universal Studios.
Oh, cool,
which was great. Yeah, so
nice. Good deal. Deal. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've done anything. I might have something to report later, but at this point in time.
Nothing to report. Yeah, stand by.
Stand by. I'm going to have a great story to tell.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Maybe we'll have some pictures and all that kind of stuff too. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the show.
Let's get into the show.
Yeah, so
let's do that.
We are saying it incorrectly probably. Frieren.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's German for freezing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because she has a cold personality.
Yeah,
seemingly cold personality.
And her master's name was Flom or something like that, right? Or Flom.
Oh, yeah, the red-haired one?
Yeah.
That's all I remember about it.
Yeah, she was pretty hot. But anyways,
we're talking about Frieren Beyond Journey's End. We're only talking about the first 12 episodes because we're talking about the first quote-unquote arc.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing series. It's still going.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the end when it gets to the end. But we wanted to get first impressions of the show because we know it's really popular.
Right. And get other people's first impressions too. So if you got any, chime in.
Let us know.
Let them know where they can find us.
Oh, yeah. You can find us. Yeah, you can chime in.
Yes.
At the Gotspod.
Right.
We're on Instagram, TikTok, for the Gotspod, and then Geek Off The Street on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
And you can find us anywhere else. If you don't do any of that stuff, you can email us at thegeeksoffthestreet@gmail.com.
There you go.
With any inquiries and questions, and let us know what you're thinking.
Or any comments.
Yeah, I check it every once in a while. Because, emails.
No, he checks it all the time.
Yeah, I write my dinosaur over to my email inbox. And emails aren't really that.
That's all new to me.
People still use it. But yeah, do that. Check us out. You guys will get a shout out. And we can discuss some stuff too, which is always really fun.
Yeah,
a lot of people have been arguing with us. Which I was shocked. Well,
which is great.
I mean, I don't know why I'm shocked because I have an argumentative approach to everything anyway. So
and this, I mean, the whole point of the show is like we're sitting around just talking about something that we're into. You know what I mean? So when you sit around and hopefully when you watch a movie or a TV show and you with your friends sitting around talking, that's just what happens. So you agree on some stuff, you don't agree on some stuff, and I'm sure we don't cover every point that hundreds and hundreds of people might feel about a certain topic. So chime in. Let us know.
Let us know.
If not the way you feel.
Oh, good.
Say so. Yeah.
We value the opinion though, and we do see things from the other side too. When we get different approaches to
things.
That's true.
That's true. Maybe there legitimately is something that might not have been considered, and someone might chime in on it, and you know what I mean. Compared to just two people trying to talk about and discuss something, compared to like 100 people, trying to discuss and figure something out. There's going to be some different takes. So there might be some good takes that somebody out there that, might know about,
Right.
That's why we try to, bring people on the show sometimes too, just to get that third perspective or a different perspective,
Exactly. So, yeah.
It's always appreciated though.
Yeah, most definitely. But we're getting to the show. Basically, Frieren is about a mage
Yes, an elven mage.
Elven mage that has been alive for a long time.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is that it takes place after her main adventure.
Right. Yeah, that's the very interesting thing. It starts off after the epic tale.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
The big was a quest.
Right.
She's in a party of, a warrior, a dwarf,
and a cleric.
Cleric, and they defeat the Demon King. And the show starts after
at the end of it.
Yeah, basically on their journey back.
Yeah.
From that battle. And it's interesting for it to take place there.
Yeah.
After the action, which I think works, but we'll get into that a little bit. Later. But it's basically about this elven mage continuing on in her life, living well past her friends' lives.
Right.
And then learning a lot about what it means to be alive and how time plays into that, and valuing.
Yeah, about humanity.
Humanity.
Even though she's not human, but she still is in the world of the living, so to speak. So it's learning about that as well. So really good.
So what do we like about it so far?
Well, I'm going to say the thing that I like about it is the thing that you just spoke about. The fact that it starts off at the end of the epic tale.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting take. And I would imagine it's got to be very tempting for the author and the illustrator to want to dive into that adventure, to like animate it, draw it out, show it, blah, blah, blah. That's got to be like low-hanging fruit for them. I mean, that they could pluck if they wanted to. And maybe at some point they will. Maybe when the shows that, or the mangas at a certain point, maybe that's what they might decide to do. I mean, if they do it for a certain, for a good length of time, I would say, don't do it at that point.
Yeah.
But it is very cool that the show starts off after this great epic tale. It reminds me, or it makes me think of like most movies, for example, right? Like most movies are about some great adventure. But what happens after that? What happens once everything's said and done? Does the main character go back to his normal life? Does he go on to other adventures? Like what happens next? Even like with a lot of like romantic stories, like there's always this great love story and all these, twists and turns and ups and downs and all this crazy rom-com madness that takes place. But then they end up together, and then what happens?
There's a big happy ending.
Then you go to your normal life. Like, what happens after that? I think that is fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't think really video games really get into that, but that's always a thing. Like, when you're playing a video game and you enjoy it, and once you beat the boss, then typically the game's over. I think, does Zelda do that? Like, are you able to beat the main character in the last or the latest one?
Yeah, I think in Breath of the Wild you can.
Breath of the Wild, after you beat the main guy, you can keep playing. Can you keep playing the game?
You can keep
just going on these little adventures and finding stuff, and it's not going to be as epic.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but you can keep playing the game if you want to. So that's cool. I like that concept. That you can that's where this story starts off.
Yeah, definitely agree. That's the hook, the major hook at the beginning is that's what. Yeah, it's after the fact, which is it's interesting in itself to start a story like that.
Right.
After the crescendo. Yeah. This is what the story is about. This is what we're going to show you.
Right.
And it's very interesting take, and I really that hooked me at the very beginning. I really liked that a lot. I do like that the show overall deals like with time. Time and how it's fleeting, and like kind of the curse of living past the people you care about, and it really because I think we had talked about I think we asked each other we did the interview, the co-host interview episode, where we talked about that. I think RJ asked a question about that, and I was like, I would love to live forever. See the world change, and but then like
I think I might have asked that actually.
Or did you ask that?
I don't. It's been a long time. That was a while ago. But the only reason why I think I might have asked that is because that's something I am very interested in creatively. You know what I mean? Because I've always thought about that concept of like a vampire. I thought about that with if anyone's hopefully you've heard of the Highlander series. Like I've always thought like what must it be like to live forever, to see, to come up, to have friends, to see your friends disappear. And then, you probably make new friends along the way. You know what I mean? It's almost like, you don't just have friends and they're gone, and then you have friends and they're gone. It's almost like you're kind of brachiating. You're just going branch to branch. You have a few friends and they're gone. You have a few friends and you make new friends along the way. But after a while, that's got to be very tiring. And then if you have any sort of connection, so to speak, to the real world, like a family or whatever, do you stick with that family? Do you watch your kids grow up? And do you have any sort of influence on them? Or what do you do? Do you stay in their lives? Do you not? Yeah, the whole concept of it, especially, it's very interesting. And it's like vampires, it's Highlander, the Immortals, and then
the Tolkien's elves, they live forever.
And then the elves,
unless they die, unless they're killed. So very interesting concept. And that's that kind of changed my mind a little bit about it, like, and it made you kind of appreciate the time that you do have, And it was really like the show itself. Like it took me a while to get into it. The first 4 or 5 episodes, I was like, what is the show really about now? After the hook, after that inciting incident. But once they really got into her self-discovery and her kind of reminiscing on the past and wishing she had spent more time with her
your hero party,
her hero party, getting to know them better and appreciating what they were trying to do, and trying to experience with her, and having her and seeing her trying to retrace her steps and experiencing these things that she wished she would have experienced with them. Was really, really good. Really had really great moments, and then also maybe trying her best to do better the second time with her apprentice and with the Stark, not Hyder, but They all had H names
or something like that.
Heisen's
apprentice.
Exactly. Like trying to maybe do it better this time with them. It started to really warm up to me especially towards the end. Those last 2 or 3 episodes, I was really like, oh man, these moments are really nice. Like really, really good. Moments that teach you something. And I like that they got into those because those are very human. Human themes, regardless if you're an elf living forever or not.
No, I agree. The fact that we're all living, you're going to have people come and go out of your life. You know what I mean? It's human nature. I mean, we're seeing it from her perspective, so it's much longer, and there's a lot of there's a big fantasy element, obviously a big supernatural element to it. But we're I mean, hopefully most good stories, if they're doing their job anyway, there's going to be some sort of human component that you can relate to, that you can link to, learn something from, to essentially enrich your own life. So it is cool that we get to see her kind of learning, like you said, learning to appreciate this new group. But she's also looking back and appreciating the old group as well. And the weird thing is, like at the start of the show, this whole epic adventure that essentially saved the world for the most part, defeating this Demon King, it was a 10-year block of time. So for the humans in the party, that's something substantial. To her, it was like like going to the grocery store. Like, okay, I did that. Now I'm going to go do something else.
She said it was like 1/100th or 1/1000th of her life or something like that.
Yeah, it was like it was like nothing to her. And there's a interesting part too where she gets thrown in jail, and she expects to be in there for 2 or 3 years, and she's like, that's not so bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like she's ready to do the time. And if you look at it from that perspective, like 2 or 3 years, that's no big deal, which is really interesting to think like. She's okay with that. Like she could literally sit there, read her books for 2 or 3 years and be okay with it. I mean, I think she would not have been, because she did have a quest that she was on essentially. But
time was different for her.
Yeah, time is very, very different for this character. Very different for her.
Yeah, it's the equivalent to like if like I lost $100, that would be devastating.
Right.
If like a millionaire lost $100, it'd be like that's like $10 to them or $1.
Yeah, he's not even gonna think about it.
Yeah. So
fell out of my wallet. Who cares?
Yeah. I'll just get a new wallet. Just leave the wallet. Yeah.
All the money that's in there, I'm gonna throw all that away and just get a whole new wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so that's it was kind of I like that. It kind of grew on me. Like for a while, I was trying to figure out. I was like, where is this going? Like, is this maybe this isn't for me? But I started to glean those kind of thematic moments that were really great, really well done. Yeah.
Yeah, and it starts off, especially after the first episode. And, you know, they save the world and blah, blah, blah. And then she just starts to go into the monotony of her, you know, quote unquote normal life, which is her just taking her time and doing whatever because she doesn't care, because she has forever to do it.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. It does move somewhat slow. She picks up an apprentice. She goes to see one of her other friends. And like you're saying, they're all older, you know, and they were a significant part of her life, clearly, because she keeps going back to it. She keeps reminiscing and remembering the hero, especially the first one that ends up passing away from old age. Himmel?
Yeah, Himmel,
I think.
Or Himmel? Yeah, Himmel.
Himmel?
Yeah.
Yeah, she keeps, when he dies, she regret, and that's the most emotion we ever see out of her. Yeah. Is when he passes away and she actually cries. Yeah. And otherwise, she's almost like a Vulcan. She's just.
Yeah. Really emotionless, yeah.
Yeah, just emotionless. So it's it's very good. Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, so far.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know what my point was, but
no, that's a good way. Let's see. The positives. I'm realizing this about myself, and I'm not really a big fan of fantasy, I think.
Yeah. I think you said that before too, with anime too, right?
Yeah, especially with anime. As much as I am more a fan with like futuristic stuff, or like Naruto ninja stuff, that kind of stuff. I'm more into. The fantasy quest stuff has never been something I've been really into. I mean, I enjoy Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but overall, it's just not my main favorite geek world, you know. So it is hard for me to get into it when it's like that, but at the same time, I do appreciate the detail that goes into creating these worlds, like all these, like I just when they show those, like the little 28 years after the death of Himmel, right? And it was like this region of this, you know, and like there's a lot of work goes into creating these worlds, I think, and I do appreciate the effort. Like, that's cool.
And I will say that was another one of the things that I liked, that, and it seems weird, but every so often as they were traveling or doing whatever, like up in the right-hand corner, they would say 26 years after the death of Himmel, 28 years after the death of Himmel. Yeah. And I thought it was really interesting that they would do that, that they would show, like that was like a marker, and clearly it was a marker in, you know, the main character Frieren's life. And maybe that's why they did it, to show like, you know, that's what it was. It felt very, there was a bit, I don't want to say it felt melancholy. It didn't feel like sad, but there was like this, I don't know, like this umbrella, so to speak, of sadness or whatever that hung over, like whenever I saw that, I felt that way. Like, that's how you're marking time after the death of this guy, not off of some calendar or not off of some new year or whatever the case may be. That was how time was being marked in this story. It's almost like that was maybe that was like a starting point for her. Like that was her own calendar unofficially. Right. Yeah. But for the audience to watch it and see it, I don't know, man, it always felt super. I liked seeing it, but I don't even know how to describe how it made me feel seeing it. It was like, it was such a weird way. You know what? I don't know. No, you know, on some levels, I kind of get it, because sometimes, and though you have these turning points in your life, and sometimes it is when someone passes away that you mark time a certain way. You know, like sometimes some people might say, you know, they might look at like, you know, like they might look at like 9/11, so to speak, as a time frame, you know, as a reference point, so to speak. Like, where, you know, how long ago after 9/11, some people might do it for COVID because it was a major thing. Like, when I hear about something that happened in, you know, 2023, I'm like, oh, that was like, you know, well, that's like 3 years after COVID. kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of you kind of mark it
Mm.
by those major turning points, and typically they are unfortunate turning points.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. I didn't. That's making a little more sense now.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's clearly what was going on with it. But it always had this umbrella of, I don't know, like I said, like kind of like a sadness kind of thing. That's how you're marking time by this, you know, by this unfortunate event.
Yeah, especially if that was Frieren's like reference of time.
Yeah,
you know? If that's specifically hers, then it's like that's a very important like change in your life.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this is, you know, it's going to be a bit of a jump from that, you know, the deepness of what we were talking about. But one of my favorite parts of the show was, I think once I like the world building that they did in this show. And it's a little slow at first. We get little, you know, snippets here and there, but it seemed like it got really good when they started talking about the demons.
Yeah,
and they started showing these demons that can talk. I want to say it's like maybe in episode 7.
Yeah.
To me, at that point, that show like shot up.
Yeah.
Like a whole bunch because it really got interesting because the demons in this world, some of them have the ability to speak, and I guess that's how they categorize them. You're a monster, you know, just a mindless monster, or you're a mindless monster that can mimic human speech, and then you're a demon. And I thought it was so cool. Like the first way demons started doing it, or monsters started doing it, is they would say help. Just like a word that registers with people. So if you hear help, you know, party's like, oh, let me go help them. And that was just a trap to lure them in. They're like being parrots, saying this is what people need to hear to draw them in.
Help or mom. Yeah.
Mom was a great one because that's going to hit home. If somebody says like mother or, you know, mom, or they're thinking about their mom, or they say something like that, that registers with everybody. So you're going to pause a little bit. You're going to start looking at the quote unquote humanity in that creature. And at one point, they do come across a demon that looks like a child. And she says, Mom. And it like, everyone's like, wait a minute, hey, wait a minute. Yeah. Even, you know, Himmel, the hero, you know, one of the heroes in that party is like, let's give her a chance. And then Frieren's like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, this creature, you know, turns true to its nature. But the weird thing, though, is I feel like the demon did it to try to make amends, though. It didn't like kill the chief of the village and eat him. It didn't kill the chief of the village so she could eat the child. It was like, oh, let me make this right. I'm going to get rid of this guy. I took your child. So I'm going to give the child back to you. I'm just going to take this child. And she's like, here you go.
Because it doesn't understand the connection of mother and daughter because there's
no family dynamic in the demon world at all. So everything that they do, you know, all the speech that they know is essentially just, you know, these are the right sounds to make to, you know, convey something or to get, you know, for me to get something. And then it gets more and more, it gets more elaborate as time goes by and the demons get more, you know, clever with it. You know, they're saying all the great things that people need to hear, to the point they sound like they're being diplomatic. You know, and they're trying to be fair and they're trying to be right and all this kind of stuff. And it takes a fantastic turn at that point.
It does, that was interesting about that because I was like, I mean, logically, if you write this, I did this and this happened, so to make it right, I got to do this to replace that. I mean, logically, technically, you take the emotion out of it. That's what that is. But then after that, the demon was like, I was like, why do you say mother? Because I know that's I heard that. That's what you guys do.
I know.
To get mercy or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, that's pretty evil.
Extremely.
And then him was like, okay, well, you're dead.
Now you really got to go.
But that was interesting with the demons that came to the diplomats. You know, they came and then like
they just. I mean, imagine again talking about parrots. Imagine parrots being able to mimic speech so much and in such a way that they can respond to what people say and say the things that people want to hear. Imagine parents are pleading for their freedom.
Yeah.
Stop locking us up. Stop putting us in cages. You know what I mean? But all they're doing essentially is parroting stuff, and they know what you need to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all they're doing.
Yeah, because like when
so they can kill you later.
Because they had that. Because for a little while, you think that these diplomats maybe they are looking for peace. You know?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And then like then that one demon tells a story about his father. You know, like you guys killed my father.
Right.
And we killed your son.
And that's how more elaborate their storytelling and their parroting has gotten.
And then because then they're like, he's like, so we can end all this now.
Yeah.
Versus killing each other, continue to kill each other. And then like after that, the girl
was like, what's the father?
What's the father? He's like,
I don't know. That's just what they like. It's like, holy crap, you're that good at your
right?
Your whatever shit you're doing. You don't even know what a father is, but because you can see him, he's looking around the room when he gets called out because he knows because he gets brought in the room and they're all about to jump him and they would have lost. Yeah. The humans would have lost, but they were playing the long game, the demons. And he's looking around the room and he's able to say, this is what you need to hear. Your son got killed. My father got killed. Yeah. Now what? And they're like, okay, let's. And
that cuts into the emotion because I mean, it seems like it's common knowledge that demons aren't born that way. Yeah, they're not born with a family dynamic. Yeah, right?
I don't know if it is common knowledge.
I guess maybe for Frieren it is. But maybe not for. I guess maybe not for these humans. They don't know. But the emotion is what takes over. Yeah, he's like, okay, well, you had a father, and I understand that. Yeah. But he didn't really.
Not at all. Not at all. It's all. It made it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Those really, episodes are great.
Yeah, that's when it really picked up. Those 3 or 4 episodes towards the end there. Yeah. But I was really interested because they did that and they really did a lot more of the reminiscing of her past as well. Yeah. Way much more impactful moments that I was like, oh man, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
And the way that demon used that Lord, whatever his name, Lugren. Yeah. That is how you want to use your blood power. Like if everybody remembers way back on episode 141, we talked about Gen V. That's the name of the show. And Marie with her blood power. Yeah. Take a note, guys. That's how you use blood power. Do that. Don't be making bloody splashes everywhere. Nobody likes that. Yeah. Nobody likes it.
Yeah, turn it solid. And
so do something like that. You got your blood bending. Figure it out. Yeah. Figure it out. All right. That's from us to you.
That's the correct way to do it.
Yeah. That's from us to you. So.
But
what else?
I mean, again, it was slow for a long time, but some of the fight sequences were cool, and then I just so that you can see I really like that part when they're when the demon the blood demon was he figures out
Aura or something like that. Or?
I don't remember what his name was, but.
You're talking about the chick, right? With the scale?
No, the guy, the main one.
Okay, that Lord guy?
Yeah, Lord. I was going to say Lundgren, but it's Dolph Lundgren. But he was but then when he figures out why he can't keep up with the apprentice, he's like, her mind is way low.
Yeah.
And then he figures it out.
Yeah, he figures it's a war of attrition. Yeah, I'm just gonna outlast her.
But she can't keep up, and then he tires out, and he figures it out. He's like, well, that's cheating. Yeah. That's cheating. You can't do that as a mage. And he's like, I gotta do what I gotta do to win. Right. And then it goes into the Frieren's past of how she was hiding her mana or suppressing her mana so you couldn't sense her. I was like, that's freaking awesome. I was like, I was like, that's because demons are gonna lie and cheat and do whatever they do to win. Yeah. So you have to also do the same thing.
Right. And in that world too, having mana like that, having that great amount of power in that world, with mages and demons, that was almost you were. It's the difference between dressing nice and fancy or wearing rags. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was a great way to put it in a context that we can all understand. That makes sense to us. So if you dress in rags and you look like a bum, no one's going to take you seriously because you look like a bum. There's nothing good about you.
Status,
right? That's your status. Yeah. If someone's dressing cool and fancy, and that's how it is nowadays. If you see that on the street, you're going to be like, oh, that one, influencing, social media, all the buzzwords the kids like, then that's that person is cool or whatever. And it was great that they know the game, or at least Frieren or her teacher. Frieren Flom, whatever her name was.
The red hair one.
Yeah, red hair. She knew the game.
Yeah, she knew the game. Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to suppress my mana. She's basically saying, I'm going to make myself look like a low account bum.
Yeah.
So when everybody sees me, they're going to think I'm a low account bum.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, fucking dial it up to fucking 13.
Yeah.
And, blow the shit out of them.
Right.
Which is what she does. And then it's cool because then, then you see like Frieren kind of open up at long last.
When she fights that aura.
Yeah.
Demon,
and her mana is like off the fucking charts.
Yeah, because even she was like, like guessing how long she's been alive. I guess the longer you've been alive,
the more time you have to build up your mana.
Yeah. So she thinks that she's been alive for X amount of years.
Yeah.
When really,
right. And this demon has been alive for like at least 500 years. And she's like,
I'm way stronger than you.
Right.
are.
And then she's looking at her aura thinking like, this ain't nothing. You're you're talented with that aura you have. Mm-hmm. But I've got so much more than you. And then like the battle comes down to, I'm just going to do it this way. Instead of trying to out-talent you, who's got more? Big bank takes little bank. So she's like, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, the scales will, the little scale thing. That was cool too. That little scale thing. Yeah. But then
it was cool. But it was cool. It definitely was cool. I think you kind of saw that's where it was going to go. There wasn't really any surprise there. You just didn't know how exactly it was going to unfold, but you knew what was going to happen essentially. For the most part, on some levels you could say, oh, maybe a demon figured out that, I need to hide my aura.
Yeah.
And maybe at some point in the manga, there might be a demon that figures that out.
Oh, yeah, which would be another layer.
Which would be very cool.
But it was also cool, but it also tied into when her master was saying that arrogance could be a downfall as well.
Yeah.
And so the demon was clearly arrogant, like, oh, well, I'm stronger than you,
right.
So I'll use this perfectly 100% fail safe way to get rid of you.
Yeah.
When it was like, well, you're arrogant.
And you're cheating. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, screw you.
Yeah, you guys cheat all the time.
and one of the things that when I was watching this, it made me think of was it Mushoku
Tensei?
Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
It made me think of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it takes place in like a medieval fantasy world.
Right.
There's like a powerful mage going on, this this likable. I mean, the characters are. I don't want to say the characters aren't the same. Mm-hmm. But they're kind of very low key for the most part. You know what I mean? So I kind of thought it was the same way. The only difference is I think I like this one a little bit more than Mushoku Tensei because with Mushoku Tensei, when you're dealing with an isekai or isekai, I don't know how you say it, isekai, I think. When you're dealing with one of those, it's somebody that's coming to the world, this other world with the cheat of, being an adult, having additional knowledge, knowing other things. It's all a cheat. And in this show, Frieren is essentially a cheat because we know she's just so much more powerful than everybody else. Yeah. The only difference is, other than, she's not from another world, is that she earned her cheat.
Oh, yeah.
She's been working on this for 1,000 years, building her power, her skill, her strength, suppressing her mana, so it fools everybody. She's earned it after 1,000 years, so it makes more sense. So it's easier to accept. And I love how when they show her in her younger years, and we don't even know how old she is when she does find her teacher, but it looks very the world they live in. It looks very Roman. You know what I mean? Which is a great. Again, it's not the human world, but if you're kind of, taking notes from our world, that's, it's almost, it is like the Roman era. Then the Roman Empire collapses, and that leads to the Dark Ages. Yeah. Which leads to the world they're in right now, which leads to this whole medieval knights, swords, and all that kind of nonsense. It happened in real life. You see it in this show. You even see it in shows like, Game of Thrones, same concept. When there's a part where they go to Volantis, I know I'm talking crazy to you right now, and you can tell it looks like there's a Roman influence because you see aqueducts like that are disheveled and all that kind of stuff. So it's the same concept, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of parallels to our real world.
It is, yeah. So I love that little attention to detail they didn't have to do necessarily, but it makes sense that they would. So I mean, just that alone, that was another thing that I thought was cool with the show.
Yeah, you know, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. Any more positives you had to say about it?
Man, I honestly, I'm trying to think. Like, I think overall, I really did enjoy the show. Like I said, some parts towards the, you know, at the beginning, at the front end of it, it does seem like it drags. Like, and she's looking for just these little, you know, random spells, and you know, like her concept of time is just, you know, it's whatever. But no, I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good overall. I'm trying to think of some other positives. I did like even like the small like Stark. Yeah. They made a character that was a coward but super powerful. Yeah. You know, that's just like a funny. I guess that's how you write. That's how you make a good character is making a opposing dynamic, like a great quality and a bad quality. Yeah. Like a completely opposite, you know, quality. Yeah. There's like great Michael Scott, like he's a very competent salesman. But also really does, like he wants to be a family man, wants kids. Yeah. But very like like ignorant. Some things don't click. Very ignorant. Is a good way to put it. In a lot of ways, insulting. That's funny in that show how good he was at sales and with people. Right. But being a leader or being a manager, wasn't good. Not your bag. Yeah, I mean the heart was there, you know, but you know. Yeah, there's another show that I used to watch called Rizzolian Isles. There's like a comedy. Yeah, there's an actor on there. TNT or whatever. Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed away during the show while I was shooting. But but his character was a CSI coroner kind of guy that didn't like blood. It was like a very why are you in this job? You're very talented at, you know, CSI stuff or investigation, but you can't deal with blood. Yeah, like it's kind of opposing the quality. That's cool. I've heard that show Monk was like that. He was very like OCD. Right? Yeah. So like you're in a very dirty line of business. So, right. Okay, I see what you're saying though. Exactly. So it's kind of it's a good way sometimes to create characters to create very opposing qualities. Yeah. You know, they don't make sense, but. Like very powerful coward. Yeah. Rob, I see what you're saying. Yeah, a very powerful coward. So that was pretty cool. I like that a little bit. But overall, I did enjoy the show too. Yeah. Do you have any negatives? Oh man. I don't know. I'm trying to think other than maybe I don't know if there's like some general, very like nothing major. Yeah. Can you have any? Yeah. I was gonna say that because there was a time when RJ for a while was saying anime is the next big thing. It's the big thing, and I was like, is it? I don't know because I don't watch anime, so I guess I wouldn't know. Yeah. But I was thinking as I was watching this show that this show it's very popular right now. It's really everyone really enjoys. It's real hot. If someone were to be like, "Oh, anime is the biggest thing in the world right now," and they were to say, "Watch Frieren Beyond Journey's End," I'd look at them sideways. Like, this is the thing that you're using to contribute to your argument. At least in the first like 3 or maybe 4 or 5 episodes, it's really just generic and slow. And I was like, I don't agree with what you're saying. I'm not seeing what you're talking about. But as it goes on, it gets better. It does get better. Yeah. But still, even with that said, I wouldn't call this like the Mount Rushmore of anime kind of thing, you know. I wouldn't call this like this is the thing you lead with. Yeah. It is good. It is good, and I do like a lot of the concepts that they put in the show. Right. And I'm really curious to see where it goes. But at the same time, I don't think this is the best thing I've ever seen. This isn't the thing you lead with anime. I think personally. Yeah. And I'm just not really into fantasy or isekai or any of those types of anime. Yeah. So this one was a little bit harder for me to get into. But once I sat back and realized what they were actually doing with the show, I appreciated it more. Yeah. But I guess I don't know. That's negative maybe or. No, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. man, I feel like I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if I had any negatives while I was watching. And I know, I feel like there's probably some. There's probably just some, like some character flaws or some inconsistencies that might have taken place. Honestly, there's the one thing that I'm thinking of that comes to mind right now is, and this is nothing, but they were going to the northern lands. They're trying to go to the end kingdom or whatever it's called, where the Demon King was, and they're going north. They're journeying beyond the wall. Game of Thrones. But they're going north, like in the wintertime. Like, and there are a lot of big time gaps in this show. I shouldn't say time gaps, but time skips maybe. That's only for like maybe a few months. Like sometimes they'll go to a town and they've been there for like 6 months, kind of thing, and that's also reminds me of Mushoku Tensei, because they they did that and that as well. So, and like I said, it's dumb, but why would you journey north in the winter time? Like, why would you wait for winter to come and then go journey?
Go out there.
I remember when I was a kid, like we would, like our backyard at our old house would, there was a slope, a huge slope. It was great. Like if you had a piece of cardboard, you could slide down it.
Yeah, nice.
Me, Nina, CJ, we did that. I would take them back there and we'd slide down there. Good times.
Sounds awesome.
But it would be full of weeds, right? And they would be like tumbleweeds, the big green, thick things with thorns. They hurt.
Yeah.
And then when they dry up, they turn into tumbleweeds, blah, blah, blah. We would wait until summertime. And maybe it's because, like, hey, you're out of school. You won't be tired. I don't know what the logic was.
Yeah.
But we waited until summertime to go out there and chop all these weeds down. And it was like, why are we doing this at, like, the worst point in time? Let's get them when they're small, before they've grown, spray some weed killer on them. I don't know, but like I said, I'm just bringing up my own,
you're reminiscing
drama.
Too.
Yes, my own childhood trauma that I'm going through. But not too much though overall. I'm trying to think if I had some issues with Frieren's character. I think her character made a certain amount of sense. She's, like I said, she's very just completely even keel. Like she doesn't get excited, not really. She doesn't get sad or depressed, not really, that we see.
Yeah. But I feel like that, but then I started realizing that makes sense for somebody who probably has to suppress their mana, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Stay level-headed to be able to keep that in control.
But then if she's been alive for 1,000 years, but that's, I was going to say, that would be part of it. If you've been alive for 1,000 years, everything to you is like you've seen it before and you've done it before.
Yeah, maybe.
So I would get it. But even when Flom, her teacher, finds her, like she's like that even when she finds her then. Like she's not very, emotional or anything then, And then it's not like it's an elf thing, because they do find another elf later who calls her like he says like you're young. He says that to her. I'm like, you're calling her young? Like what's going on with you?
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, why don't you guys make another elf baby?
Yeah.
Like you're not going to see each other for like, and it's interesting too, because there's not a lot of elves in this world, and they explain it. Yeah. They don't have there's not a big romantic thing with elves. There's not a big like sex drive, so to speak, with elves. So it's like, I'll see you when I see you kind of thing, or I'll, whatever, whenever. Yeah. But I'm like, she hasn't seen another elf for who knows how long. Yeah. Hundreds of years. He hasn't seen another elf for hundreds of years. I think you guys are, you need to do the right thing.
Just for the good of the race.
Right, right. Get on Noah's Ark and make another elf. Yeah. But no, overall though, I don't have too many real complaints with the show.
Yeah.
Not overall.
I think just like a lot of animes like this where it takes a while to get into it. 3, 4, 5.
Typically, from what I've seen, typically most anime start off pretty slow for the most part. Yeah.
And so this wasn't unlike that. Yeah. But I was having trouble understanding. I was like, what is the point of this show? Like, I don't know what this is going to be about. And once we got to the meat of it, or I guess somewhat the meat of it, I'm not sure where it's going still. But I was a little bit more okay with it. And towards the end, I was like, this is a pretty good show.
Yeah, I feel like it was like I don't want to say life and death aspect of it, but I think it is. It's that whole, I think the concept of, having to deal with loss, and that's pretty much what she's dealing with. You know what I mean? And maybe as the show progresses or the manga progresses, she might have to deal with the loss of these characters. You know, it would be interesting if they take it that far, if she outlives these guys.
Yeah,
you
which
know?
seems like
I mean, that's definitely going to happen unless she dies or something. But it seems like for whatever reason, she's definitely going to outlive these guys, and I don't see any reason why she would die.
Yeah,
unless she sacrifices herself because she's
the strongest mage.
She's the strongest person floating around. But I think that I feel like that's pretty much the concept of the show is, like I said, dealing with just living past, you know, your friends or whatever, and coming to terms with it and moving on with your life in some kind of way. And I love the concept, and they always do these little flashbacks, but I love the concept that it's after the high point of your life. You know what I mean? It's after you're, you know, in your, you know, 30s or 40s or whatever, and it's like that downhill slide. But her, you know, downhill slide, it's just gonna go forever.
Yeah.
So it's weird. So maybe she never had a downhill slide. Maybe she never had I mean, she clearly peaked with killing the Demon King, I would say. I mean, that was a whole world-changing event. But yeah, it's an interesting show. Show. I think if you look at it, you know, from that perspective, you know, the whole life and death and living with death.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Definitely, yeah. And we have another like 16 episodes before we get to the end of the show. Or at least the first season. Yeah, approximately. So we've got a lot more to cover when it does come out. So what would you rate it so far?
So far, I'm actually pretty pleased with it. I might give this an 84.
Okay.
85.
Okay.
But I would say if you are into anime, I think I would say maybe drop what you're doing and watch it. If you're, I see what you're saying though too. If you're not big into anime, like I don't know if I would say like this is going to be the one, but it would depend on the person. I think if the person is maybe a little more, for lack of a better way to put it, thoughtful, intellectual, then I would recommend this show. I think I'd probably recommend this show. I haven't seen the second season of Mushoku Tensei, but I think I would recommend this show over that one.
Me too. Yeah,
you know?
I agree. Yeah. I'm probably I'll probably give it an 80 so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things in this anime that I haven't seen before, but you know, I haven't seen a lot of anime recently in the last 10 years or so, but this one seems different. Yeah. It's taking a different approach to the storytelling, to the characters, and I appreciate that.
Right.
And it's doing it well. Yeah. So, I'm pretty excited for it. Again, I wouldn't recommend this as the first anime for someone to check out, especially if you're like, I don't know, if you're into action anime or something.
Right, yeah. I think it would depend on the person. Yeah. You know, I mean, whenever you're answering that kind of question, I feel like people that are into anime, they deal with that question on, I don't want to say on a regular basis, but that's a question that they know they have to answer at some point in time. Yeah. Like if you're going to recommend something, what would you recommend? And everybody typically has like a top 3 or 5. Yeah. But I honestly, it probably depends on who you're talking to. That's really what's matters. Yeah. So I'm not going to recommend this to a 12-year-old boy, unless that 12-year-old boy is someone who is more intellectual, in tune with his emotions, kind of thing. His maturity level. Those are all factors you take into account. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree 100%. But yeah, definitely great. Well, excited to see where it goes.
I am. Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, well, let us know what you guys think of this first arc of Frieren. And let us know.
Which I guess means freezing.
Freezing,
in German or something like that.
There you go. It fits.
Yes, it does for her.
That's going to be our talk, I guess, on the first arc.
Yes, it is. It is. That's it.
Anything we're into this week?
Well, I did watch a show. It's on Prime. I'm still watching Invincible, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
It's a show called Dark Places. It's there's another title ahead of it. It's something. There's a name, Dark Places. It is a British show. I'm going to say drop what you're doing and watch that show.
Really?
Drop what you're doing and watch that show. I don't want to reveal anything about it. It is more of a satire kind of thing. So be ready for that. Just to prep you. Yeah, it's kind of an unearthed 80s TV show. So take all that into account. I'm going to say watch it. It's got Matt Berry in it. So Matt Berry from, he's in the TV series of What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, yeah.
He was in the IT Crowd. He was the manager or the whatever that took over after his father died.
Right.
Reynolds or whatever. So he's gold. And the other gentleman that was in IT Crowd, he was the weird one that talked like that, and I know they all talk like that, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you seen the IT Crowd?
I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name right now for whatever. I've lost it. But he has like that weird cut afro.
Oh yeah,
going on. Yeah, but he's funny. Oyoga? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, watch that show. Right. If you don't listen to anything else, go watch that. It's something Dark Places. It's on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime?
Prime Video, but yeah.
Prime Video. Okay, you figure it out.
Yeah, it's the same thing you get.
I've had, whatever. So figure it out, people. Come on. Can do everything for you.
Nice. I finally started playing. I literally played it for 5 minutes, but I finally started playing Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Oh, good. Nice.
Because Spider-Man 2 already came out.
Right,
and I've been wanting to play that, but
it came out a while ago, yeah.
I wanted to play
the Miles Morales one
because my brother got it for me for Christmas last year.
Oh,
and
wow.
I finally started playing it just to get ready for this new Spider-Man game.
It looks pretty. It's cool. Yeah. I've seen the gameplay of it.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's great so far. Yeah. It's really, really good. And I love Miles Morales. He's a great character. And the Spider-Man game, the first Spider-Man game was amazing. Yeah. So this is, I'm sure, is just going to be just as great. And Spider-Man 2 is already breaking all kinds of records. And they're talking about Game of the Year already for it. So nice. But so I'm excited for that. So
I haven't seen the gameplay of it yet.
Oh, gotcha. I do this thing where like, I don't know why, but I'll like wait till the next game is gonna come out in the series before I start and play.
That's your motivation.
Yeah, to get through the exactly. So, but yeah, this is what I do. But it's cool. I've only played a few minutes of it. I don't have a lot of time these days to play games, but just popped it into the PS5 and got a few hours in, or a few minutes in.
Cool. Yeah, I started playing the Scott Pilgrim game.
Oh yeah.
I haven't gotten very far in it, but I haven't played like a side-scrolling game in like 100 years, and I didn't see any like how to do whatever, so I just started playing it. Yeah, you can figure it out. There's only 4 buttons, so it's not a big deal. But
I think there's ways to do combos and stuff and specials, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay,
and I'm playing on the easiest mode, and I still am at 0 lives before I got to Matthew Patel. So I was like, this is probably easier to do with the group.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I've defeated Matthew Patel.
Okay,
I threw a lot of cups at him. There's a part where you can pick up solo cups and use those as weapons.
Nice. That makes sense.
That's how I did it.
Who'd you play as?
Scott.
Okay. I was playing as Kim last time I tried. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and his demon hipster chicks.
Nice.
I got him.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up, baby.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, thanks guys for listening as always. This has been great. And have a Merry Christmas.
Wherever you are. Have a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Have a Jaffa cake. Remember those? Have a Jaffa cake.
Just keep coming back.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
But yeah, take care of each other. Be safe. Stay warm if you can.
Yeah, stay warm. Do all that stuff.
And happy holidays, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas.
From all of us here at Geek Off The Street.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Trent.
And my name is Mark.
And this has been
Geek Off The Street.
Feel good.
Feel good.
I like the sponginess. Yeah.
That little jelly's funky.
Yeah, it is, but can't stop eating it.
Yeah.
How get you?
Dynamite.